Just then, Jericho Drum appeared, who was the Sorcerer Supreme at this time. He told the Deadpools that since they had both went through the portal at the same time, the universe had focused on them and sent them only 2 worlds where they were a main focal point. He then realigns the portal to lead them to the Zombieverse so they could complete their mission. Deadpool, confused at this guy being the Sorcerer Supreme, tells him he should grow a mustache like Doctor Strange and prepares to enter the portal. The group is then approached by Man-Thing once again, and instead of taking their chances with the monster, this time Dr. Betty and Bill go through the portal with the Deadpools. Man, either choosing to go to a world filled with zombie superheroes or staying with the big green swamp monster? Honestly, I think I'm picking the swamp monster, folks. Upon entering the Zombieverse, Deadpool was glad to be back in his sweet apocalyptic home. Seconds later, however, the heroes are then immediately jumped by Zombie Tigra, Moon Knight, and Shamrock, who are very excited to see some fresh food after so long. While the trio may have seemed doomed, Deadpool, Bill, and Betty managed to defeat the zombie heroes, all thanks to their guns, wit, and nice convenient plot armor. Don't leave home without it. Sensing the fresh meat, more of the remaining zombie heroes and villains then start sprinting toward Deadpool's direction. He and his buddies manage to get away, where they are then met by a group of survivors led by Professor Veronica Chase. Veronica then takes them to the survivor hideout, where Deadpool and Deadpool then spend the next several weeks just chilling, eating snacks, and playing PlayStation. See, that's how you do a zombie apocalypse, folks. However, while things were fun for a while, Deadpool, wanting to flex his mercenary guns, met up with Veronica and Betty to see if they needed any help. Veronica, having a big crush on Deadpool, told him that she was close to finding a cure for the virus but needed a live zombie specimen to see if things worked. Deadpool, being full of great ideas, then strapped Deadpool atop of his body and then encountered a group of nearby zombies. Deadpool then makes up a lie on the fly how he was able to survive the events after Galactus and that there was no more food left. Just as he leaves, he singles out one of the weakest of the group, the former X-Men Cypher, and whispers to him, telling him that he knew where he could find fresh meat. A few minutes later, the giddy zombie boy then meets Deadpool on Deadpool, all excited to get some tasty snacks. This ended up, of course, being a trap by Deadpool and the survivors as they bag the dumb undead X-Man and bring him into custody. With the sample, Veronica is then able to craft a cure for the virus, although the only caveat is that it must be taken within 1 hour of the infection. The next morning, the Deadpools, Betty and Bill then go to leave, but are then met with Zombie Absorbing Man, Armadillo, and Aguilla. Deadpool then uses a bazooka to bring a building down upon the zombies, and the trio get away in a blimp, complete with his name spray painted on the side. The blimp is quickly shot down by Zombie Iceman and Firebird, whom Deadpool and the others manage to defeat. While they fight, Zombie Absorbing Man was able to, absorb the skyscraper that Deadpool knocked down on him. He then emerges from the rubble and infects Veronica with the virus, where she then leads him to the remaining survivors, who they gobble up. Deadpool, unaware that his girlfriend became a zombie, hits her up saying that they needed transport. She then tells the gang to meet them there, all ready to get her newly infected hands on another round of snacks. Upon meeting, Deadpool and the gang are ambushed, but the quick-thinking mercenary throws a roll of toilet paper at Absorbing Man, which he takes on the form of, and is then quickly sliced to pieces by Deadpool. See, it all makes sense now. Now I see why everyone was hoarding toilet paper when the pandemic first broke out. They were just trying to protect themselves against Zombie Absorbing Man. Makes total sense. Genius. The group then approached Zombie Veronica, who threatened to destroy the vaccine she had created when she was still alive. Not having time for this nonsense, Dr. Betty pushed the zombie babe off the building, where Deadpool caught the cure. Deadpool and the rest are then met by the remaining AIM scientist in a helicopter, who had tracked them to this dimension to claim their prize. Knowing this was the only way out of here, Deadpool cuts a deal with the scientists to give them the head if they give them a ride back to the Florida swamp so they could re-enter the Nexus portal. The backstabbing AIM agrees, but then quickly takes off with Deadpool after they stop for gas. As they fly away, Deadpool of course keeps on gabbing, where the lead scientist tells him to shut up. The quick-thinking Deadpool then bites the man's finger off, infecting him with the virus. Ooh, look who's shutting up now, bro. Panicked that he would soon become undead, the scientist pleads with Deadpool to help, where the undead merc tells him that the cure is with Deadpool and the rest. The reluctant scientists then turn the helicopter around and pick up our happy hero gang. The AIM commander then pleads with Deadpool to cure him, where, seemingly out of character, Deadpool agrees, much to the anger of Betty and Bill. Hey, the guy's a big softie. He can't help it. As the folks make their way to Florida, the AIM commander then remarks that he begins to feel rather strange. It is then revealed that he was still very much infected, and Deadpool is just timing things to see how long it would take for an infected person to turn. The quickly zombifying scientist then asks Deadpool just what he gave him before as the cure, which he then tells him that he drank a ton of Fresca before and peed in a vial. Man, only Deadpool would have someone drink his own pee. You see Deadpool at a party and he offers you a drink? I think you should just walk the other way. The man then fully turns, where Deadpool said he had all the data he needed, and smacked him out of the helicopter, where he splatted to the ground below. Deadpool and the others then make their way back to the Florida swamp and trudge their way to the portal. It is then revealed that when they teleported to this Earth, they had come here during the events of Marvel Zombies 3, where we see the original zombie Deadpool, complete with his body, getting ready to make his way to the main Marvel universe. Now, let's not think about it too hard. Time and dimensional travel can be confusing, folks. Let's just focus on Deadpool. Knowing that trouble is on its way, Deadpool then decided to put his plan into motion, where he had Dr. Betty cut off his arm, which he proceeded to put on backwards, and sew Deadpool on top of it so he could literally have eyes in the back of his head and fight off multiple zombies at once. The unorthodoxness of Deadpool's plans never ceases to amaze me. But hey, that's what makes Deadpool Deadpool, folks. Literally, no other Marvel superhero would think of this. Our heroes then manage to cut the zombies down to one, leaving just the original zombie Deadpool left. Betty and Bill then jump him from behind, where they blast the poor dude's head to pieces. R.I.P. Deadpool. Well, this one anyway.